Pizzelles, a DiPasquale tradition. Check out this recipe. I'm here with Lola and we're gonna start making pizzelles. I just put a cup of butter into my mixer. And we're gonna turn that on and then we'll sift some flour and add the butter is mixing, so Lola is gonna add 2 cups of sugar. Okay.
Alright, so I'll put in 1.
Try to fill it all the way up to the top. And the recipe does call for 2 cups, so we're gonna add just a little bit more.
So this would be 4 cups.
No, not really, because you didn't fill it all the way up.
Okay.
So do another scoop. Okay, so now we've got about 2 cups in with the butter. We're gonna let that get all nice and nice. We're gonna add our vanilla next. Alright, so it's mixing. Now we're gonna sift the flour. It's a lot faster than using that hand. So I'm just going to sift probably like 8 cups and then I'll measure it afterwards.
I have that like cooking video, you know? They're really heavy to hold.
So my grandmother used to have one that hung underneath her counter, and it was a big metal sieve, sieve, big metal sieve, and she would dump the flour in and she would just go like this and it would be done in half a second. I don't understand why we went to these small clumsy little ones where you press it, it takes forever.
Are you excited for Thanksgiving, Valentina? Yeah?
She wants a turkey leg. You put the eggs in, so it's 6 eggs. Put it in that bowl. Now Ruby's gonna start to add 1 cup of flour at a time. And this was sifted. See how she's leveling it off? Go all in one direction, please. So we've got 1. We're gonna let that incorporate. And we're gonna start 2. And for safety purposes, you should really turn your mixer off, so disclaimer. Oh, that's looking nice. So we're gonna take a second, turn this down. Gonna drop this, and we're gonna scrape down the sides a little bit, just to make sure that we've got all the flour incorporated and it looks like it, because sometimes it likes to hide underneath. Okay, so I'm gonna let this mix for like another minute maybe, and then so pulling that back up, turning it on. I'm gonna let it mix maybe another minute, and then we're gonna let it rest for like 10-15 minutes so the baking powder really activates, and we'll turn on our waffle iron. But there's a trick. Forgot to put in 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. So actually it's probably more than 1/8. It's probably like 3/8 since I put 3 teaspoons of baking powder in. Okay, it's done mixing. I'm gonna take it down. Bring it over here, scrape it off. So this right here, this is not vegan. This is not gluten-free. It's not dairy-free. It is just straight up Italian, the way my Aunt Flo used to make it. But we used to use a hand mixer, and my Aunt Flo had 4 arms like Popeye, I think, because she would hand mix the dough, and it's super heavy. Like, you see how stiff it is? See how stiff that is? She would hand mix it, but for us, she would always let us use the electric mixer. So, such fond memories. Now, I'm not sure how many cookies this recipe makes. Maybe like 90 or something. But when my Aunt Flo would come into town, and she would make these cookies for all the holidays, plus like my birthday, she would leave a cabinet full of cookies just for us, so it would last, a couple months. But I swear, within 2 weeks, my friends, me and all my friends, we would come in, and we probably ate them out in about 2 weeks. My kids' favorite part of this cookie making adventure is, yep, you know it, licking it. So I don't know how my Aunt Flo put up with us, between my 2 brothers and I, and then all the neighborhood kids coming in, waiting patiently for the pizzelles to be done. I mean, she was a saint. And then my Uncle Bill, he would chase us out of the kitchen. So we're gonna let this rest for 15 minutes and then turn on the waffle iron that's sitting over there.
And so just saying, this is mine.
What do you want? What is that? Can you say dough? Dough? Babies aren't supposed to eat raw dough. Too bad Ruby's been feeding it to you. Enzo.
Can I give her something else, like a pouch?
What are you eating?
No, you can't, Mom. No, you have some, Mom.
Is it good? Okay. Disclaimer, don't eat raw dough. I am going to grease this hot Pizzelle press. I know a lot of people use Pam. It's great. I don't use Pam because of my girl's allergies. This is at least, I want to say 40 years old.
Was it passed down from somebody?
It was my mom and dad's, and then I inherited it. I really want like a 4-iron press so that it goes faster. So always the first one gets stuck. I'm using my spoon utensils. Scrape about that much, and this is a smaller teaspoon, not a soup spoon. Press it down, lock it. You'll see some steam come off. See that steam? That means it's cooking. Usually when the steam is done, that means it's done.
20 seconds, right?
It's probably like 30 seconds, which I didn't count, and then as you keep cooking and it's warm, it lessens. Yes. And if you don't lay them exactly flat, they get bumps in them and they take up even more room. So I have to keep seasoning this until I get about halfway through. Now my aunts used to tell me that my grandmother would stand over a stove with cast iron ones and do this. I can only imagine how long and how heavy that must have been. So I think this recipe makes between 50 and 60, counting with what we have. So now I'm going to finish the rest of these off. So they'll be ready for tomorrow. If they make it to tomorrow. Because Ernie hasn't come home yet. Enjoy. Whoa, 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 whoa. Are they good?
Mm-hmm. They're great.